Point by Yello. Dolby Atmos standout for sure when it comes to lossless, amazing, immersive audio. Let's talk about it. A couple weeks ago when I talked about how cool Dolby Atmos music is now, even when streaming it on Apple Music or Amazon HD, Tidal, what have you, a lot of people recommended Point by Yello. And the fact that I could get it in physical form, even though it is housed in a jewel case you might see with a CD, this is in fact a Blu-ray disc. I mean, nothing too fancy. It's got a liner, some notes, the disc itself, a foreword talking about the album, and then some lyrics throughout. I had never heard of Yello before. They are a German electronic duo, and they've been making music for like 40 years now together. So sorry I haven't heard of you before, Yello, but now I am aware of your existence and I kind of want to listen to more of your stuff. It is electronic music, but with a story behind it. It's definitely not like EDM. It's just kind of quirky, story-driven music that has its roots in electronic synthesizers and other samples going on and things like that. But right out the gate, track 1 starts off with nothing coming out except for the height channels. So I knew from then on that I was already in for a ride. I wouldn't say the music itself was like my absolute favorite genre or style, but man, it was a cool experience. They literally treated this album as if it were a movie when it comes to object placement, when it comes to sounds moving around the soundstage, lyrics sounding like they're just kind of like in my head as opposed to just coming out of the center or even this front, left, and right. There were plenty of instances where movement was tracking from back to the front or side to side, front to back. Man, a lot of dynamic shifts, which is excellent with any Atmos mix. I mean, honestly, I wish more movies were mixed to this degree because so much was happening. The lyrics themselves aren't really sung. They're more just spoken, kind of like spoken word. I wouldn't say rapping, no. But yeah, very kind of silly, kind of quirky music with quirky lyrics. I mean, just the fact that one of the songs is called Hot Pan, and in that song he says hot pan popcorn over and over. That kind of tells you right there just kind of how quirky they are. So as far as the genre and the style, it's probably not going to appeal to a huge audience out there. But for those of you who enjoy Dolby Atmos, who have a nice Dolby Atmos system, the experience alone is why I would recommend this album to anyone who just wants to be able to demo some really cool Atmos effects and immerse your friends and family or whoever comes over and you want to play this for them. I can't remember which song it was exactly. I think it was the second to last. It might have been Zephyr Calling or Insane. It might have been Insane, which is track number 13. It started out only in the surround backs, and then it just kind of progressively moved to fill up the rest of the soundstage. It was really cool, which was a bold choice because normally you're going to have something that starts off in the front soundstage, left and right, center, maybe the front heights, and then it kind of washes over you. No, but this one started off in the back. So just those little kinds of details, those little artistic choices that they had, they really went all out and they really took the time to mix it in such a way where there's just always something going on. There's never a dull moment. It's just constantly moving or constantly in the surround speakers or surround backs. And then up top, again, I wish movies sounded this dynamic with so much movement going on and not just a static mix where all the sounds just kind of stay put. So yeah, I'm really enjoying getting into Dolby Atmos music, especially when I can get a physical copy, because then it's Dolby True HD and it's not lossy Dolby Atmos. I'm getting the real deal. I'm getting bit perfect audio reproduction and it just sounds so good. Before I even listened to this, I made a short just letting my audience know that I was about to listen to this. And there was a comment that mentioned Kraftwerk 3D, which I would love to also listen to. But unfortunately, it's like out of print, or there's just not many copies to go around. So what is available online is very expensive. So if anybody knows where I can get Kraftwerk 3D for a reasonable price, please let me know in the comments below, because I would love to demo that as well and just hear what other people have heard and why they're also recommending Kraftwerk 3D to me. So if you know the hot spot, please let me know. Or if somebody wants to gift it to me, haha, even better. But this is really cool. This is making me want to order some other Dolby Atmos Blu-rays that I know are out there. Speaking of music, though, I know there is a Hans Zimmer live concert that is on Blu-ray in Dolby Atmos. I know there's a John Williams live in Vienna concert that's also on Blu-ray, also in Dolby Atmos. So just like how I like to collect physical media and 4K Blu-rays, I really want to start collecting Atmos Blu-ray concerts and music albums. Because I think, especially with an album like Point by Yello, they're really going to take the time to make it immersive and have fun with all the objects moving all around the soundstage. It seems like nowadays, because Dolby Atmos is so popular and mandatory with any new 4K Blu-ray or new show that comes out on Netflix or Max, Disney Plus, whatever, they're all mixed in Atmos now because it's industry standard. But because of that, it's kind of hard for post-production facilities to kind of keep up with that demand. So they've got deadlines to meet, and it shows because some Dolby Atmos mixes aren't that great because they're very static and they're not moving. They're just staying in their speakers and that's it. Maybe you get like one particular instance where there's actual objects moving around the soundstage. But with music, it's a different story. They don't really have a deadline. They're just like, let's just keep working on this, tweaking things, experimenting until we like it. I guess that's the beauty and the artistry behind the whole thing, because they're not really tied to deadlines. Plain and simple. Sometimes a band will work on an album for years, mixing and remixing and mastering and changing this part and getting feedback and just the whole artistic process, right? So yeah, this was way more immersive than a lot of the 4K Blu-ray movies that I own. So yeah, I'm a fan. I'm definitely going to start collecting these now because this is more demo worthy than a lot of the movies that I own. So yeah, that's my goal, is to somehow get a hold of Kraftwerk 3D, get that Hans Zimmer concert, and then also that John Williams concert. I need more of this in my life now. Thank you for joining me on this quick little overview of Point by Yello. And now it's your turn. Do you own any musical albums on Blu-ray disc that is in Dolby Atmos? Do you think you're going to want to start collecting these? You might not be able to see this, but on the bottom of the jewel case here, it does say Dolby Atmos Edition. So obviously there's a regular stereo edition out there, or if you just stream it, then you get the stereo version. But I really wish that more artists would do this, that they come out with a Blu-ray Dolby Atmos mixed version of an album. I mean, it is a Blu-ray, but it's just music. There's no like visuals going on. It was just this static menu that was on screen at all times while playing this album. But if there are artists out there who want to release a Dolby Atmos edition of a particular album, and they just happen to have some visuals that go along with it, maybe a story that goes along with the tracks, even better. I would be down to watch that too. So yes, please artists, this is proof that it's possible. This might be where the future of music is headed. And this might make people want to start collecting physical media again. In this day and age where everything is streaming, I get the convenience of it, but this is definitely a way to support the artists you like. Because we all know artists only make a fraction of a cent per stream when listening to it on Tidal or whatever. So yeah, Support your artists. Get into physical media. Get into Dolby Atmos music that's in true HD. And there you have it. As always, please be kind to each other out there. Don't just listen to music, experience it in an immersive format. And of course, always be listening.